Andor season 2 ended a few days ago, and truth be told, I cannot find the words to describe it. It genuinely might be the best Star Wars we've ever gotten. Just one of the most exhilarating, grim, depressing, and beautiful seasons of television ever made. Getting the obvious stuff out of the way, the cinematography is gorgeous as expected. A lot of shots took my breath away. The score is genuinely fantastic. It's just, I was a bit apprehensive at first, because Nicholas Patel was replaced by Brandon Roberts. But Roberts, he delivers. Every scene is elevated by the music, especially the wedding in the episode 3, and obviously the last 5 minutes of the entire show. It's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. The performances are all amazing. Diego Luna, Stellan Skarsgård, Genevieve O'Reilly, Adria Arjona, Dennis Go, Kyle Soller, and everyone else. They're just at God mode. The heartbreak Diego Luna portrays at times is genuinely jaw-dropping. I've never seen grief portrayed as gut-wrenchingly as he does it. The big part of the argument about this season was the release schedule, dropping 3 episodes a week. Yeah, normally I would be against it, but I think it definitely works in this show's favour. Every 3 episodes is an entire arc, and there are some very slow episodes that they just wouldn't work if you released it once a week. But still, it makes me sad that we only get Andor for a month. In terms of the best arc, it has to be part 3. Just the 3 episode back-to-back of Messenger, Who Are You, and Welcome to the Rebellion. Oh my god, absolutely insane. The final arc was also incredible. It's easily my second favourite, and the weakest has to be the first one, but it's still fantastic. A lot of controversy came from a certain scene in episode 3 involving Bix's character, but in my opinion, I thought it was very well made and a very important addition, because the Empire, they're not a friendly little dictatorship. They're greedy, they're vile, they're drunk on the arrogance of their own power. It fully makes sense that one of the officers would try to force himself onto Bix, because that is what happens in real life. And that is the most important and beautiful part of this show. It's a direct mirror and a message to us about the cruelties of our own world, and that we should never stop fighting them. One of my favourite aspects about this season is how subdued it was. The first season didn't have constant action either, but every few episodes it would have a big set piece, such as the Ferrix escape in episode 3, the Aldani heist in 6, the prison break in 9, and obviously the big protest in the final episode. And this season was mostly quiet. Sure, the 3 episode arcs, they do have a culmination, a big, more bombastic one, but not always. They didn't always end with a climactic fight. Obviously, the second arc is intercut between a more small-scale vehicle heist. There's not a lot of action, and just an absolutely masterful scene of Lieutenant Claire trying to remove a listening device right under the Empire's nose. It is a fantastic and brilliantly tense scene, and it's just even better when it's intercut with the heist. Obviously, episode 8 was the big highlight of this season, and by far my favourite episode. I won't talk much about that, because I think everyone needs to experience it without spoilers. It is an episode that will blow people's minds. Just incredibly masterful stuff. The final arc is my second favourite for many reasons. The fact that it doesn't feature a single big action scene is already great, but the last 2 episodes being focused mostly on conversations and repercussions it's just unbelievable. They gave a perfect send-off to Cassian Andor's character. The music swelling while he went out for another mission just gave me chills. I gotta be honest, that was unbelievable. The editing in the last 3 episodes is just on another level. It's some of the best cuts I've ever seen. I genuinely mean that. I've said a lot, but my main point is this. The first season, it was a very uplifting show, full of inspirational monologues about hope and rebellion, and it reminds us that we need to fight for what is truly worth fighting for, freedom. And the second season is an extremely grim, bleak, and depressing show. It's fully focused on the consequences and sacrifices that are made in rebellions. So many people die. Some of them it's to aid a cause, and maybe some of them die to push the rebellion on, but most of them are just slaughtered innocently. The motto is that rebellions are built on hope, And yet after giving so much, losing so much, sacrificing and distancing yourself from the people you love, how do you convince yourself to keep going on? How do you find the strength to keep fighting, even after so many years of barely making a difference? How do you find that spark? How can you explode from all that friction in the air if you're exhausted and you're nearly broken? The conflict of hope being the reason for hopelessness is just, it's what makes this season so special and so good to me. And obviously this is just what I got from it, and I'm sure most people will have different messages, different views that they gather from this show, but this is just my opinion. And all in all, Andor Season 2 is a genuine masterpiece. It is a beautiful story about grief, oppression, hope, loss and sacrifice. But beneath all the scenes of death, beneath all the terror the Empire brings, beneath all the arguments the characters have about the suffering they've endured and how much they've lost for their rebellion, lies the main core and the focus of the show. As it's the core that's been there since the first episode of Season 1. Hope. This is easily one of my favourite shows ever, and one I'll definitely be revisiting, and I wholeheartedly recommend this to everyone. This is the much-watched series, not just for Star Wars fans, but for everyone who likes television and movies. This has pushed the boundaries and limitations of television. I mean, I seriously don't think we're ever going to see another streaming show like this ever again. Just generational stuff.